Hello and welcome to Good Clean Gaming. I'm your host Jalindo, and today we're playing more of Planetbase, and we're in episode 2. So, yeah. This medicinal plant's going to start producing soon. So, boom, there's our first medicinal plant. That's going to go into this workbench, and then the medic will have something to do now that everyone's been treated. So one medicinal plant should keep one medic on the workbench pretty much 24 hours a day. When they're not eating, sleeping, or treating the wounded. I really wish I could get rid of one of my biologists because we have one too many, and we don't need that many. But at least it's going to mean we're going to be rolling in food and starch. That's a good point, at least. We're doing pretty good on materials. Look at this. 10 metal, 7 bioplastic. We're in good shape. Good shape. Next, we probably need to build... What's next on the agenda here? A factory is definitely needed. We're already using our spares, so that would be the next logical choice. Factory is going to need stuff from the metal processor, which means I'd prefer to put it here, but I don't think that's going to happen. Lab is going to be less than efficient because we're going to take up some of the room, but it's okay. I think this is going to be a temporary lab anyway. A lot of the starting area is temporary, so I try not to get too hung up on where everything gets placed exactly early on. Now later on, you can be a perfectionist, make everything exactly right and put everything exactly where you want it. But early, you don't really need to do that, and doing it can sometimes lead to early death syndrome of your entire base. Factory, need to throw a spare maker in there. Feeling the urge to connect these two. Yeah, I want to limit how often people have to walk back and forth here. This will mean that people will traffic from the sick bay to the biolab, but I don't think that's going to be that big of a deal. Very few people are going to walk into the sick bay unless they're, well, sick. Okay, we got a factory. We're going to throw a spare maker in there. And we will put this on high priority, which will mean that the engineer will do it whenever he's not building something. We are losing power, and that's fairly common when you have absolutely no wind. So we're going to throw in another... want to make sure I can get over here-ish. So I want to be careful how I place this. Put one there. That's going to be pretty high priority. We'll go ahead and prioritize that. In case we place something else, we can, still make sure that gets built first. Storage. Storage soon. How's our stuff holding up? Some of the stuff in the back is not doing so hot, but people are grabbing it, so maybe it'll be okay for now, for a little while. We're gonna I kind of want to save up for a huge storage rather than building a small one and having to regret it later. So we have 8 bioplastic, we have 4 metal. So let's go ahead and lay out where we want our storage to be. Put that right about there ish. Actually, no. Between the canteen and the biodome, because we're going to link up this, and people are going to be able to go from canteen to biodome. From storage to canteen to bring food to the meal maker, and that'll just reduce some walking time. Still concerned we're going to get some foot traffic like through here, but here's hoping it won't be too bad. If it is, I'll just remove the corridor. So we're going to have a storage next. I'm going to go ahead and prioritize that. And then we'll queue up our next building. Our next building, what will it be? What will it be? Robotics facility, we're not ready for that yet. Control center, a little early. We could do it though. Probably need another, we need another airlock over here. Maybe control center would be ideal, because then we could build our extra airlock and then surround it with Surround it with words. Surround it with words. Surround it with landing pads. So something like that. Then we'll have a airlock going this way. And oh, excuse me. Me and the wife have had horrible cough. We had like a cold, and then we had another kind of cold, and then we had a cough, and we still have the cough. I think that may be the third or fourth thing we've had in the past like month. So if we've sounded under the weather, it's because we were very much under the weather. Let's see, storage is ready to be built. Sweet. Control center will be next. Probably going a little early on the control center, honestly, but I want to make sure if there's some kind of early disaster that I'm not expecting, that it doesn't brutally end our attempt here. I'm going to throw in another battery. Another battery. I'm not going to be able to jump across this, am I? How about up here? Put it up there, and then we're going to see if we can jump across. Let's check it out. Can we jump? We can't jump. It's too... It's just too far. I guess we're going to have to go up through here, and then try to jump here, and then fill in these areas. That's going to be a long distance. I could also just connect them through one of these sides and jump across to one of these areas. We'll have to see which way ends up working well. Okay, let's prioritize this, even though it doesn't really matter. We're going to make sure that the medic does everything he can, everything she can, to get those medical supplies made. She should just barely be able to keep up with the workers getting injured, I think. Oh, is that a comet that's here to... Oh, you didn't hit the biologists. You gotta hit the biologists, man. They're over here. I need one of them gone. Get back up and try again. Control center is done. We can now use the yellow alert in case emergencies occur. Okay, I think it's time for us to let some resources pile up. So let's let it run, and we're gonna run at 4 speed. I'm actually really happy we made the largest storage, because every time I build a small storage, I'm always like, okay, yes, we finally get storage, and then like 5 minutes later, I'm like, it's a small storage. So glad I have a huge storage there. It's actually a load off my mind. Gonna end up building that. Okay. And maybe we're gonna wait on that. We're gonna wait on that airlock for now. I'm not gonna run into any power problems, that's for sure. So we have enough food. Food is basically trickling in, and it's getting eaten as quickly as it's getting made, but no one's starving to death, so that's ideal. The medicinal plants are trickling in and getting turned into medical supplies just in time to treat some wounded person that will end up here right about when we have one. So that's working good. We are producing plenty of starch, and it's getting processed. And we need more ore. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to prioritize the mine here. See if I can't get the workers to give me a little more ore. I'm sitting here wondering if I really need that extra battery. Let's take that away for now. We haven't had a brownout yet this game, so, I mean, even with having no wind early on, we still managed to not brown out. So, we're going to call that a success and say that we don't need an extra battery just yet. Storage is at 16%. It's doing good. Canteen's oxygen is just fine. We're making too many basics. We're making pasta. Awesome. Making tons of pasta. So no malnutrition problems. Sick bay is stocked. We have 1 medical supply, so if anybody gets hurt, they'll be treated instantly. Medic is not working on medical supplies, maybe sleeping. Oh, she's over there now. Okay, she's working on it. Hard working medic. I like having all my people fully utilized, and I found that, you know, with this at this early stage, if I have 12 or 13 workers, and then I have 4 biologists, 2 engineers, 1 medic, things go pretty well on a 20 pop, you know, stable base. So we're gonna stockpile our resources. We're gonna start expanding. What's the next thing we're gonna build? We're not gonna build a robotics facility yet, as much as I would love to. Don't need another storage. Got a factory. Man, we are in good shape. So I think the next thing we're going to do is going to be building up our power and water generation in preparation for expansion. We're also going to be building probably a bar somewhere, another dorm, a large one. We're going to want to build a robot facility kind of last before we expand. And then I may want to see if I can build up resources after all those are done, and get a bunch of resources so that we can really churn out some bots and speed up this planet base, speed up this ice planet run. I want to see just how effective we can be with it. One thing I ran into, the problem I ran into is that I kept expanding so much that sometimes I forget to build bots, and not forget, but I wouldn't emphasize it enough. And so you'd end up with a bunch of workers constantly in the mines getting hurt, losing medical supplies like crazy, and having to eat constantly, but couldn't actually get enough stuff to make bots to actually drill for them. Sometimes it wouldn't go well if we waited too long. So I may go into the next expansion, next, you know, growth period with robots in mind instead of just, you know, colonists. We'll see how that works. We are doing fine on food. We could actually throw in another mill maker if we wanted to. We're fine on spares. Those are being kept up with. Man, yeah, very stable right now. Very, very stable. And we have lost wind. Hopefully that'll recover. Yep, recovered. See, we're fine. We are fine. Mine is churning out. Mine is prioritized, and we still only have 2 ore. So that should show you how quickly we're processing this stuff. Having a lot of workers, having a high percentage of workers, is really nice. I mean, look, we have 12 out of 20. Like 60, that's 60% of our workforce, of our colonists, are workers in the mines or in the processing room. So it really fits my play style. We're gonna need to, before we expand, we're gonna need a second spare workshop. We're gonna need 3 meal makers, another dorm, a bar, another workbench for a second medic, several more power batteries and wind turbines, another oxygen generator, another airlock, at least 1, probably 2. Landing pad, starport, ideally. Yeah, this is going good. 15 bioplastic, 11 metal. Wow. Oh, our little bot. Little bot got injured. He's very poor condition. Hopefully an engineer will come over and actually fix him. You figured they could maintain them, you know, as they wore out, you know. Interchangeable parts and whatnot. You figure they wouldn't have to wait till they completely broke down before they got repaired, but you know, I guess it makes sense from an efficiency standpoint. It would be nice if they could get repaired before they stopped working, though. How's our storeroom? 38%. Not even all that stuff and not anywhere close to being full. I love a large storeroom. Want to have one right in the middle of my base, usually. Not going to be right in the middle, though. But it's going to be, yeah, it'll be good. We're going to be expanding down this way, so it'll be kind of a centerpiece Because we're going to have this here and this here. Oh, looks like we got an injury. Marcellus Valdez has been injured. But we have plenty of supplies thanks to Wednesday, whatever her name is. Hernandez. Wednesday Hernandez. Is that it? Melendez. Are we still making pasta in here? Yeah, we're still making pasta. Sweet. Pasta, pasta, pasta. Lots and lots of pasta. Checking out what the what's happening in the canteens, making sure people are getting food fast enough, or there's places to sit. Place isn't filling up or anything. I notice our vegetables aren't really increasing; they're kind of steady. I may want to switch. May want to add a tomato or two once I get another water extractor. I'll definitely add a tomato or two. Suppose we could expand a biodome in this direction, a large one. Probably want to do that before we expand again. $43%. What is it full of mostly? Just tons of bioplastic and metal. And spares. See, that's a sign that things are going well. When you got, our storage is getting full. What's wrong? Oh, we have too many spares. Of course. That's exactly what's wrong. I wonder if, I don't know the answer to this, but you notice how food is slightly smaller in boxes? I wonder if they take up half the space in storage as bioplastic, spares, and metal. I've never actually tested that. I assume that's actually the way it works. 49%. It's halfway full. Oh, this is going great. I actually don't want to build too much more because we're at such a stable spot here that I don't want to disrupt it. But progress must be made. So, should we go early bot factory? That would be crazy. Am I that kind of crazy? I'm not that kind of crazy. We only have two engineers, and they're barely keeping the spares going. No, oh, solar flare imminent. Okay, yellow alert. Emergency, everybody inside. Shut that down. Get out of there. Come inside. Gotta leave. Come on. Get in the room. No one gets hurt today. Oh no! Engineer Dr. T.K. O'Connor. What are you doing? Put down that spare and get inside. Why would you do this to yourself? Oh, a solar flare's coming. No, I must save this spare. Alright, you go lay down. You go lay down in bed, get treated. You're not gonna die on me, TK O'Connor. You're gonna live. Medic, we need a medic. Bring the white plus symbol. The box with the white plus symbol on it. We need it right now. It's somewhere in here. I have no idea. Seriously, someone. Bring a plus symbol over here. Come on. Solar flare's still going on. There comes the medic. Okay, treat Mr. Doctor. He's Dr. T.K. O'Connor, but clearly he's not a medical doctor because he's not a medic. He lives! He lives. No alert. T.K. O'Connor has survived. Level up. Turn on that again. Oh, yeah. Oh. There we go. So now I can go get some mining done. All right, let's consider what we need to build. So robotics facility's out. Another biodome is in, but we need more water for that. Otherwise, we're going to be completely out of water. So we're looking at power and water generation as our next obvious choice. So let's do that, but we're going to do it in the next episode. Thanks so much for watching. Feel free to click that subscribe button if you're interested in seeing more videos like this. And remember, keep it clean.